I'm trying to listen out on this issue of PDD in hip hop culture. What has been revealed recently actually is mind-boggling. And as a person who grew up with hip hop culture, when I was a little boy, I was about 2017 to 20 years. That's the time Puff Daddy became famous. That was 1998, somewhere there. I could see on the newspapers by then Puffy Corps and the music, you know, fraternity and entertainment at large, what he was trying to push through. I realized, wow, this can be a good dream for me to actually listen to music and enjoy the music because the flow is actually making sense. When I relate what I'm seeing right now on the social media concerning Puff Daddy and his deception, that thing is actually hitting me so bad because some of the songs he used to make, those times and Faith Evans, 112, Mace, you know, I grew up with that music and I was a fan of him. But now, the way we carried him, he was somehow like a iconic figure, someone to, think he can change lives through art of music. Nobody ever thought that these allegations one day will explode and become a reality 20 years down the line. What could have happened? Is the people around him broke and they decided to spill the beans? Wow, maybe, but with time we will know because at the moment it is still allegation. If you engage with somebody for a particular reason and then you fulfill the reason, then why do you have to wait for another decade or 20 years later on down the line? You start trying to defame somebody because you want money. When these movie stars and music stars they are rising up, they, you won't tell me they don't know or it doesn't come to their mind whatever deals they're doing, one day, one time, it will hit them back. Or who creates this deception shield around them to fool them? The lawsuit will not hit you back. Perfect Corps is a big name. I remember the times of Biggie Smalls and Puff Corps. I remember the times of Faith Evans and Puff Corps. I remember the times of 112 and Puff Corps. I remember the times of the group used to call Next and Puffy Corps. They used to create good music. They did a lot of shows, a lot of concerts. They sold a lot of music abroad and even in the continent. They are iconic celebrities that even today, if they happen to come, the people around will get excited and they'll still make an impact. If we knew what we know today, uh, that's the end of it. Somebody like a Tiger Woods was prominent in the golf world. He doesn't feature anywhere anymore. He went down because of women. Puffy Cobbs might have dirty past, according to allegations and people accusing him at the moment, but his music is iconic. His impact is iconic. And being iconic, it means he has impacted a generation. For the next 100 years, it will all be about the American music stars and the chain of influence and this hard patting kind of thing that's hitting him down. Everybody is against. When you go to the social media, you could see what people are talking about, and it's a horrible experience because many people mentioned there are the people we used to watch and follow. Somebody like Usher, I grew up with his music and I did not expect what I'm hearing now. That he was introduced to Puffy Cobbs by somebody who was an initiator and He stayed in his house since he was 10 years old. And the Puff Corps P. Diddy, in short, was 19 years old. And the crazy stuff they used to do there, this is the time everything is coming to the limelight. And the Usher, when he realized that he couldn't be able to get out of what was going on, grooming and freak off and 304s and all that kind of business, you know what I'm talking about, he realized, I've messed up. And he don't have option but to join them. And joining them is loyalty. He realized what he wants and where he is, and now he's in the middle of creating a career that he don't want to mess around. This is total deception. And I feel ashamed as a black man, because the beneficiaries of all these are the white corporates. Puffy Cobbs, if you see, Craig Davis is his mentor into orientation, into this gayism and all these, stuff going on here. If he can be my role model, then my son will not be lost, because this is the type of the music that is being pushed. Do you think the deal is so sweet to be left out or to be cut off? All the radio broadcasting stations, they play their music. Everyone implicated into this scandal, his or her music is aired by 99.9% of all global radio stations in different languages, but mostly English-speaking countries. Legitimately, they are playing this music. If these guys goes down like this, their music will be banned and reputation will have an impact. If you know you're succeeding in business, then you don't need necessarily to engage into these kind of activities. Because now somebody like Justin Bieber, even him falling a victim to these grooving and freak off and those parties they used to do, this is horrible experience and nobody wants to talk about it, but I just gathered confidence to brainstorm on this topic because my channel talks about current affairs, and what is thriving at the moment is what I get into, and I feel like I'm cheated because Puff Daddy was my favorite artist when I was a small boy. I used even to cut his image from the newspaper and put it on the wall. I think I still have the archives concerning this. And as a YouTuber, when something like this hits you, definitely you have to open up your mind and tell your fans what you think about it, because where it is propelled and pushed, it is impacting on us in a reverse shockwave, which is devastating because people will delete their catalog of music, people will associate themselves with the kind of image that is being portrayed today. Are we failing or we are moving forward? Because